is Saturday the 27th of June today. I'm hoping my voice doesn't sound too hoarse. It feels very sort of dry and sore today. This vlog is a part 2 for my Slèite zipper jumper, which is here. I haven't done anything to it since the end of that last vlog, but I will try it on to show you. As you can see, I have taken one of the needles off because I didn't want to work on it while I hadn't filmed this clip. So I didn't want there to be like any sort of gap in between what it looked like in the end of yesterday's vlog versus now. So just a reminder, this is where we're at. We are sat about trouser length. They're like high-waisted length. But I do want it to be quite long. I want it to at least come to here. If it comes a wee bit lower, like, brilliant. But also I'm not gonna force myself to knit way too long if I don't want to, or if I don't feel I'm gonna have the yarn for it. Maybe I'll knit to the first point before ribbing and then the next point with ribbing. That feels like that could be a good idea, but I still haven't figured out my ribbing situation. If you heard last time, I wasn't sure if I was going to do 1x1 rib or just keep on with this rib but do it in a smaller needle size. So that is where we're at. The plan for this vlog will be to finish this. So when I finish the ball that I'm on, which is here, I would like to leave doing the body for a bit and come on to doing the collar, because right now, I should have done this while it was on, I feel that my neck comes a bit low, and so I would like to see what it'll look like with the collar on. And there's not going to be much I can do without completely ripping back and redoing it, but maybe it's something I know for next time. And it's coming on quite fast. I think my last video, when I was editing it, turned out it was actually 15 days or 16 days. I think I started it on a Wednesday and I finished it 2 weeks later on the Friday. But that is what this looks like. That is all for now. I will probably knit a wee bit on this today as time goes on. And you'll maybe hear from me tomorrow with a wee progress update. I am thinking it's not going to take me too long, maybe a day or two, to finish this ball of yarn, and then I'll be on to the collar. So I will see you then. Well, again, it is still Sunday, and I went out earlier. It was lovely. We went to a cafe for, it was going to be like a meal, but we didn't go. We didn't have a meal there. We went and we had a coffee and we sat and chatted. The owner of the coffee shop saw we were crafting and actually went and brought out lots of yarn, and then we went to our local yarn shop where also has a cafe, and while we were there we were like, hey, how about we have something to eat? And then we were out until about 4, so that was quite a while, I suppose, for us. Usually we're only a couple of hours. However, let me show you the progress I have made on my jumper. Here is where we've gotten to on my Slèite zipper jumper. So this is how much I've done today. So from about here down, so you're talking maybe 1.5 inches. And I'm not going to try it on because of the way I'm sat down and the way that my camera is positioned to stop it from falling, but we are here, so we are getting further on. It's currently at 7 inches, which is crazy because it doesn't look as much as that, or I don't know, maybe it does. And I think I originally wrote down that I wanted it to be 16 inches under my arm, but I think maybe the armhole's a wee bit wider at the moment. Yes, so I still think maybe when it's maybe about 3 more inches, and then I will think about going down a needle size and knitting my hem. But I have worked quite a lot on this. I didn't work on it when I was at the shop. I just continued to work on my onyx. Yeah, that is all. I've just realised I've been yapping for far too long. All you needed to know was I am knitting on the biggest needle size I have ever knit on.
and the progress that I made today on my zipper sweater. So brilliant, I will see you.
Morning, it is Tuesday the 30th of June. I have managed to get a cold, so I'm going to be sniffing and I'm just going to make this quite quick. To be fair, I could have just waited and shown you an update at another point, but I'm kind of excited and I want to show you. So I have started with my 4th bomb, and with that I have started my collar. So here is where we are. I'm going to do a double folded collar. So it does need to be bigger, but also I don't know if I want it to be a wee bit higher, but I think this has done exactly what I wanted it to do, which is come in. I think right now it's probably at like 3 inches, so I'm gonna go maybe do about 7 inches in total, maybe. Yeah, I do think it needs to be a wee bit longer, and as I say, maybe about 7 inches, and then I'll fold it over. But we'll take it as it comes. I just thought I would show you. I'm actually really impressed, and I actually don't even hate it. Just like this. But it will have sleeves. It will have sleeves. So yeah, catch you when it's all done. Morning, I hope you're all doing really well. I'm giving you quite a decent sized update, I would say, on my jumper. So we have done the collar, and I have done a bit more. I think this is where the marker was last time. I haven't removed it, so this isn't how much I've done since. But I want to actually use the original marker I have and just measure it quickly, because I actually think, I'm sure when I videoed I said that I wanted 3 inches, and I actually don't know how many I've done here. Oh, I've only done about 2.5. We'll try it on and see what we think. If I need to do another ½ inch, I can do another ½ inch. I'm at the crossroads of whether or not I head on to knitting on a tighter needle. I still haven't decided if it's 1x1 rib. So here's where we are, which is kind of where, if I add an extra 2 inches, it sits kind of where I want it to sit. It's hard. However, here is the collar. It is sitting exactly as I want it to. Here is where we are at. And you can see how my bust is like pulling it open already. And so I'm feeling very glad to know that I put in bust shaping. And also it's going to stretch. It's going to stretch when I block it, because this is rib. So the hope is it's going to end up a wee bit like this. See how you can see it. We'll see how it works out. I can't promise, but I actually am really happy. I've got some couple stitches on on bits of yarn, because I'm gonna need to make a facing for the zipper. So that's what that is, if you see it. But the issue is I feel like if I knit much more beyond the inch or 2 that I'm doing of ribbing, I worry that it's going to end up too long. I do worry it's going to end up too long, but I think maybe, I don't know, because you want it to fit, right? But also it's hard to know what it's going to be like before it's been blocked properly. I also hope that when this blocks, it softens. I'm sure it's softer, but it is a wee bit itchy at the back of my neck. But I suppose I could also keep it out like this if I really wanted. Obviously there'll be a zip. I'm kind of at a weird standpoint, not really knowing whether or not to start my ribbing. I think I might genuinely ask my work when I go in, or like during my break. I might see what their thoughts are, because usually they're quite good. But that's if I remember. Like, I'm not that good at remembering. I might go and measure my roll gauge, and then measure, like, compare that with my swatch, and hope that that gives me an idea of how much it's going to block per inch and whether or not to stop. because I don't want it to be too oversized, but like I want it to be oversized. You know what I mean? I want it to be perfect oversized. So thank you for listening to my wee rant. And I will see you hopefully when the ribbing has been done on here, and maybe when we start to pick up for the sleeves. Thank you anyway. Have a great day. Enjoy what you're knitting on. Yeah. Okay, so I'm back. It's literally like 5 minutes after that last clip. I wanted to say that I went and I put a poll up on Instagram, and the plan is still to ask people at my work. However, what I have also come to realise is, so I've measured against the jumper I'm basing it on, and there is 5 inches left until the end. So that would involve like 3 more inches, when I've spent the whole time going, yeah, 3 more inches, 3 more inches, 3 more inches. Yeah, so I have about 3 more inches, but I might make it just that little tad shorter, do 2 inches and then 2 inches of ribbing. That's what I'm thinking. I also compared it to my petite knit zipper sweater light, and that has 3 inches more. So I'm thinking if I make it an inch longer than that, then that, sorry, I'm looking outside. I really lost myself. Yeah, so the zipper light sweater was 3 inches till the end. This one, the stuff that I'm designing it off, is 5 inches. So I think I'm going to go a medium of 4 inches, do 2 more inches of the body, and then 2 inches of the ribbing. And I think probably for the ribbing I might just try out one by one and see what happens. Worst case, I don't like it and I can rip back and just redo it. It's not the end of the world for me. There you go, that is your second update for me. Now I need to go and get ready and leave because it is almost 8 and I have work to do. So I'll see you later. Hello! I am really excited. I'm about to film my second podcast, but I thought I had to speak to you guys first because look at it! Oh my god, I'm so tangled, so I can't even show you. That's me done the body! Let's try it on. I have started picking up for the arm. So, well, I say started picking up for the arm, I picked up for the arm. Here is where we are. Here's the longer marker, I never took that out. Here was the shortest marker and I was maybe like a couple centimeters on. So as you can see, I have done like a full 4 inches, maybe even slightly more, maybe 4.5. But can we just talk about this? Perfect length, I think. Here's how it will sit before the zip. Oh, and before it's been blocked. It's kind of a little bit, it's a wee bit snug. It's form-fitting, shall we call it. But I'm so excited. I'm so excited. As you can see, as I say, I have literally just started picking up for the left arm. Or just started knitting it anyway. I think I've done 2 rounds. But I had to show you guys this because I am so excited. Like, that's crazy. You can't tell me that's not crazy. And I think it was smart to go and do more. So I went and I spoke to people at my work, like I said I was going to, and I was like, guys, what do I do? Do I keep knitting, or do I start doing the rib? What do I do? and everybody was pretty much like, I would make it a bit longer. And so I think I said in the last clip that not only was I going to ask them, but I was going to measure against my other sweaters, and all of them were like 3 to 5 inches longer. And so when I spoke to people at my work, they were like, yeah, like 3 to 5 inches is good, maybe doing like 4 inches, which is what I was thinking anyway. So it really worked out, and it looks brilliant. I think I've also had the dilemma about what rib I was going to do. I went for 1 by 1, but actually, at least at the moment, because it's not been blocked, you can't tell much of a difference. I am just really excited and really happy, and I just wanted to share this with you. So yeah, thank you very much. Probably the next time I catch up with you will be the arm finished. Fingers crossed. But we are now a week into this second vlog. So it's taken me 3 weeks to do this body. And it has taken 4 and a little bit balls to do the body and the collar. So I have this ball left and another full ball. I would say this is still pretty full. I think I only had to do like 6 rows or something with this ball on the body just to make it the right length. So yeah, I will catch up with you in another video, another clip. Thank you. Hello, it's been a few days since I last updated you. So here's where we're at. This is how much I have left of the second last ball, and a lot of progress has been made since that video, which you might not even have seen. I have this much of the sleeve to do. Oh, done, sorry. And this is the body. So I'll show you it quickly, I'll stick it on. I would like to explain that I'm hoping this is going to get a wee bit wider when it's been blocked. And I'm not sure if it's going to shrink in length. I don't really know what's going to happen. I think it might stay the same because this will probably grow out the way. So here's where we're at. Sits nicely just below my pocket. Here's where we're at on the arm. It is tighter than I expected it to be, I'm not gonna lie. However, I don't even think I'm gonna do as many decreases as I intended. I think I had like 19 decreases to do. However, that was with the thought that I would do a decrease every inch, with my roll gauge being 9 stitches. And so far I have done 9 decreases and we're at 12 inches, so like 11 or 12 inches. So I don't think I'm gonna need as many as that. Yeah, I am excited that this is where we're getting to. However, I would be lying if I said that knitting the sleeve is not causing me some arm and hand pain. So I'm only really able to knit like a decreased section or 2 at a time before having to stop, which is fine. I mean, I'm on holiday at the moment, so it's actually holding me accountable and stopping me from spending my whole day knitting. I'm proud of myself for not trying to persevere. As you can see, actually, now that this is on, the drop on this shoulder, so this is where it will sort of sit, is the thought. I'm excited. And I can't wait for it to block out because I feel with it being rib, it all feels very tight right now, and this is an oversized piece. And I keep saying that, and eventually I will be true. I will be right, and it will be an oversized piece. Because this is all I have left, and I know I've got another ball, and this wasn't a full ball when I first started using it. I needed to use the first part of the ball on the body. I was a wee bit wary that another ball would not be enough for another arm, and then I still have to do the facing. However, now seeing that I'm here on my sleeve, I'm not really sure. But I did order 1 more ball last night, but this video or this clip is just to give you an update of where we are. As I say, I do want it to be like cinching-ish at the arms, but I don't want it to be too cinched in. Yeah, there we go. Have a lovely time, and I will see you in the next clip. Hello, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of what the fleece is looking like. I have completed the arms. So the only thing I need to do is the facing, and the thought is, once I've done the facing, I'm just gonna go and block it. So I thought I would show you guys now because the facing isn't going to do much difference for you. Yeah, this looks really tight when I put it on, or not tight, but sort of form-fitting. So I'm hoping with this being rib, it's deceiving me. Ignore my clothes, it's not really the best match clothes, but it's just what I wanted to put on today, so there we go. This is it. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit scratchy, but it is what it is. I did the sleeves in 1x1 rib at the bottom. It was quite a labour of love trying to do these sleeves, I'm not gonna lie to you, because the sleeves were giving me sore hands and even like a sore elbow, so I could only do like a repeat or a decrease section at a time, or maybe 2 decrease sections. I managed to power through it a wee bit more on the second arm. I think just the knowledge of like how long I had actually to do helped me, and I originally thought I wasn't going to break into that yarn that I had bought, 'cause I think I mentioned I had bought another ball, but here it is. I had to wait till last night because I got a Swift, hence why the Swift is there. I've just been a bit lazy not put it away. I wound this all up last night and I finished off my sleeve. I just had like maybe 10 rows to do on my sleeve. And now I obviously have to do the facing. The plan with the facing is to knit it both at the same time. So I'm going to use the centre pull for one side and the outer pull for the other, and then it means I know they're going to be the same length. And we'll just take it from there. But that is your update for me. Hopefully the next time you see this, it might be blocked. I can only hope. And I'll be honest and say that this has taken less time than I expected it to, but maybe that's because I've been on holiday at the same time for the last week. Yeah, I think I managed to knit the sleeves up in probably a week on their own. I will catch you when it is blocked. I'm wearing my glasses because I just didn't want to take them off. That's my main reason. Here is where we are. I told you guys it would block. However, the hands are really long, and I've had this before when I've used, I think it was like a half brioche stitch, where it was really long to begin with, and then the more I wore it, it actually shrunk up a wee bit. So I'm going to give this a bit of time. As I say, I actually think it's going to weirdly shrink a wee bit, because I do tend to keep my arms crossed a lot, but very, very happy with it. I did the facing. I've not sewn the facing down because I've not got the zip yet, and I thought I would just do it all at once. Makes the most sense. I am very chuffed, can you tell? I was really worried about the sleeves as well, but love it. That's all. Hello. Okay, so I am trying to find a better positioning for filming, but unfortunately at the moment you've got gym stuff on that side and you've got cat stuff on that side, so it is what it is. However, I wanted to say that my zip came. This is one of the last steps I need to do, which is putting on the zip. And then actually I started to make pockets, so I'll probably finish the pockets off tonight and then stitch them on tomorrow. I've got some time. My partner is away, so I could try and fit this on and see if it works. Okay. I should state before I start to tie it, I start to do this, I don't have that many spaces at the moment that are completely free from clutter, so we're going to at least pin it on the table in front of me, which has a puzzle on it, so it might not go the best and you might just see a lot of mess, but it is what it is. Hello. Okay, so I definitely realised while I was pinning that it's not sitting very well because I've not even blocked the facing out at the same width. So what I've decided to do, I am going to steam block it now with my iron, and then it'll need to get a proper block again once it has been, whatchamacallit.
Okay, so it has been like an hour and a half since I probably even started sewing it in. Like, we're 6:30 now. This is how much I've got left of my thread, and I've done one side, guys. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but it's taking so long. Here is my zip for the one side I have done. The other side is still not, yeah. I'm going to start it tonight. I can't promise you I'm going to finish it tonight. I think that's all I really have to say on that front at the moment. Hello, it is a different day, same thing. So I am, before we start, wearing the same top as yesterday. I didn't wear it out yesterday, and I would like to show off today, and I'm going out, so there's my chance. Yesterday, I think I said I finished off one side. Oh, that looks really gappy in the sun. So one side's all been done, and now we have the other side to do. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not looking forward to it. It's currently just after 11, and I am leaving about 1 today, so I'm gonna hope it doesn't take 2 hours. Yesterday I was at it for a good like 2.5 hours, but that was also involving steaming these, so I'm hoping that now that's all been done, it's gonna be a lot easier, but we will just wait and see. Woohoo! Ignore the cat food at the side. Here is my Slèite jumper. I've added pockets. Love it. I've added the zip. I feel like the zip sort of ruffles, and I wonder if that's because it's too long. And I did know that, but it didn't stop me. But here we go. So I could either have it with this down, or I could have it up. And I'm not gonna lie, quite proud of it. Do feel like the neck needs to come back up a bit. I want it to sit here. But I have been wearing this like pretty much most days, and I want to say I finished this a week ago, at least without the zip, a good week and a bit ago, I want to say. I might be wrong, but I've been wearing it before the zip came. I've been wearing it since the zip came, and the zip came in, and then I only finished pockets yesterday, so yeah. But I didn't want to film yesterday because it was evening, and so I thought I'd best just wait and show you today. So we close up, here's my pockets. As I say, I've been wearing it most days, so there is already some pilling. Nothing that you can't like pull off. But I think before it starts to get cold, I will need to give it a depill and see how it goes. But that is all for this video. I just wanted to show you really quickly, and I hope you enjoyed coming along with me. Yeah. Really happy. Bye. Thank you.